Hi, in this video we will cover lists and punctuations. So let's start. On your official SAT, you're likely to see 1 to 2 questions that require you to appropriately punctuate a list of items. Punctuation is required to separate items in a list of 3 or more. No punctuation is needed for a list of 2. So, most commonly used operating systems for desktop computers are Windows, and Mac OS. The most commonly used operating systems for desktop computers are Windows, Mac OS, and Linux, right? So the issue here is that in the first sentence, a comma is used when the list only has 2 items. When the list only has 2 items, you do not use a comma, right? And the issue with the second sentence is that there is a list with 3 items, but no commas are used. There should be a comma after Windows and Mac OS. Okay, so what are the rules? Number one, use commas for simple lists. All right, so the 3 stages of conventional triathlon are swimming, cycling, and running, right? And in second sentence, we have used swimming, semicolon, cycling, semicolon, running. If we have a simple list, just use commas. All right. So commas after the first item, commas after the second item of the list, and before and then the third item of the list. If we have so if we have a list which already contain commas, only then can we use semicolons. All right. So if there are no commas, you cannot use semicolons. So the sentence is, according to World Economic Forum, the world's 3 most populous cities in 2016 were Tokyo, Japan, Delhi, India, and Shanghai, China. All right. So here we have multiple commas. Commas are separating cities from the countries, and commas are also separating items from the other items, which is causing confusion. So you can introduce semicolon to reduce the confusion. The correct sentence is, according to World Economic Forum, the world's 3 most populous cities in 2016 were Tokyo, Japan, semicolon, Delhi, India, semicolon, and Shanghai, China. Okay, punctuation comes before the and or or. So if you have an and or in the list, use the punctuation before that. The leaders of the Impressionist art movement, including Claude Monet, Auguste Renoir, and Camille Pissarro. The issue here is that we have not used the comma before the and. The comma should be used before the and. Okay, so what are the tips and strategies? Number one, be consistent. In a list, the items should all be separated by the same type of punctuation. We should never use commas between some items and semicolons between other items in the list. Okay, so the incorrect sentence is, in order the first 4 states admitted to the United States were Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Georgia, right? Here we have used commas because it's a simple list, but we have used a semicolon after New Jersey. It should be a comma. Okay, number two, no colons or dashes. Commas and semicolons are the only punctuation marks we can use to separate list items. Avoid avoid sentences that use colons or dashes within a list, right? So if there's a dash or a colon in a list, you can rest assured it is an error, and you can correct it by either inserting a commas or in some conditions a semicolon as well. Okay, so let's do a practice question. While they use different equipment, lawn games like horseshoes, ladder ball, semicolon, and cornhole share many of the same basic rules. Now, the issue here is that this is a simple list. For simple list, commas are enough, right? But we've used a semicolon after letter ball, so we should replace it by a comma. Hence, the correct option is option C, and you should choose option C. So this is how you handle list and punctuations. In the next video, we will cover another grammar topic.